Hi, everybody. My name is Kenneth Chan. I am the IT officer here at Apache College. I'm so glad to see there are 17 participants here, including staff, but that's a good number for our orientation here. And so we're just going to go ahead and get started right away on this and try to get you out of here as well. So if you are not sure, I want to let you know that this session will run about an hour and hopefully we'll get you out. And of course, if you need to go, we understand. This session is being recorded and we will provide a link to it at the end for those who missed it, and also if you need to review it as a refresher. So with that, let's jump right into it. The first section that I always want to do, even before we introduce the other staff, is I want to cover a lot of the technical overview because so many of your classes are online these days, and there's just a lot of details about the computer aspects that, especially if you're a new student here, may be a little bit overwhelming already. So I want to go through and show you all of those things now and get you familiar with it. I don't expect you to memorize everything. You're still new here. It will come with time, but I want to at least expose you to the various technologies that we have so that you'll be able to use those. So let me go and stop the share on this generic slide here. Okay, hopefully everybody can see my screen at this point. And again, I just basically want to give you an overview of the main properties that we have and how you're going to use them. So this is apachecollege.org. This is our main homepage. Almost as many of the details as I can encapsulate here, I've put up here. If you as a student or faculty member or staff notice, hey, there's stuff that's missing, it would be really helpful if it was on the website so it's easy to find. Please let me know. I'm always open to that kind of feedback so that we can make our website even easier to use. So anyway, this first section, and I'm just going to walk through the homepage first of all, because there's so much going on here. The homepage has, as the first section, this SCAC news and central updates. Basically, this is a running list of things that if you're a new student or if you're coming and visiting, I'm assuming you have some reason you want to be here. So I've tried to make as many of those relevant topics easy to access right on this list right here. And I probably could use a little bit of updating. But for example, you can see right away that the spring 2023 textbook listings just came out. So, if you've been wondering what your textbooks are, you should have seen an email about this too if you are part of our student mailing list and you're checking your TOCC Gmail account, which I'll talk about soon enough. But here are the textbook titles and prices, as well as the textbook charge form, which you'll need to fill out in order to actually get your textbooks mailed to you or available for pickup. So you saw that I had to sign in with my TOCC account to get in here. If for some reason it identifies, whether or not it identifies your TOCC account or just a personal Gmail account, you do want to go ahead and fill out this whole thing. And then on the next page, you'll specify what textbooks you need and how you plan to pay for them if you're paying for them. I think everything's being covered this semester for Native Americans. So I'm sure somebody else at this presentation is going to share more details about that, but I did want to show you this form. Of course, the course schedule, if you're still looking to select classes, you can get easy access to the PDF right here. We update that as frequently as we can, and then put them back up here on the central updates. So I am going to go ahead and skip forward here, but there's some other things that are of interest. If you do not have a computer readily available to you for your online classes, that can be quite a challenge. We do have a very small number of Chromebooks that we can loan out to you. You'll need to fill out this form right here. There's some Chromebook policies, and then there is an equipment checkout form that you'll have to fill out and make a request. And if we have enough units, we will loan one out to you. This is currently only a local students program. We can only give these out through people who can come and physically pick it up And of course, when you're done with it, currently you will need to return those at the end of a semester. So that is the Chromebook program for you to be aware of. And as you face technical issues throughout your time here, you're always welcome to email tech@apachecollege.org. That reaches me and the IT team. You can call or text me at any time. This number right here, 928-864-9328. And also you can visit our scac.freshdesk.com website, which has a number of things. It has a knowledge base for all sorts of articles that may be helpful, like, hey, how do I just access my accounts? We've written an article about that. Tells you all about how to get to the various things. So if you're a self-help kind of person, you like to do it yourself, there's a lot of resources for you to just look up. How do I type in Apache? So, just some various articles that are pertinent for our campus. And I really try to focus on the articles that are going to be very helpful for any student of our campus. So that is that section. Here's our academic calendar, all of the big dates that you might see on the, the academic calendar right here, right? You'll want to access this frequently and note these dates on your own personal calendar, especially those holidays when you don't need to come to class, and final dates and commencement, all of those things are also reflected on this Google Calendar right here. And if you wanted to, you can also add this to your own calendar by clicking this plus Google Calendar, and it will give you some directions for how to add this to your own. So you'll see these pop up and you'll be able to toggle the SCAC public calendar on and off for yourself. Okay. Another thing I should point out is the handbook. So we do have a student handbook, and the current version of it is located. Let me see if I can find it. I do know if you scan over to an individual semester, you should be able to find the handbook right here, SCAC Student Handbook. And if you click on it, PDF opens up with all the policies and code of conduct and all of those things that you really should be aware of as a student. So there are a variety of forms, again, that are up here. I've already mentioned for the textbook charge form to basically order your textbooks. If you're applying for graduation this semester, don't forget to submit this form. If you'd like to request free access to the Grammarly writing tool that will do spell checks, grammar checks, help you with improving your writing style and stuff like that, you can click on this request form, and then we will get that added to your TOCC account. Okay, so yeah, there's a bunch of things there. There are lab hours, computer lab hours, which we will be posting up online as well for those of you who want to come work in our spaces that are available to students. The main space right now that's available is over at the business building across the street from our main building. And just real quick, well, actually, I'll save that for later if our Director of Student Services wants to talk a little bit about the hours that are going to be available to you. Okay, so I've talked to that. I do want to go ahead and also give you an actual overview of how to access these various web resources and websites that you will need as a student here. So let me just clean this up a little bit and let's just kind of see how this goes. So you'll see here under class web links, if you click on it or just scroll down, you'll also see a bunch of things that a lot of your classes will use. So for example, Gmail, that's an obvious one. Let me first and foremost show how it's supposed to work. So if I click on Gmail, a lot of you guys have a personal Gmail account already. And so what might happen is it might not automatically sign you into your TOCC Gmail account, it might sign you into something else. And if so, I actually want to show you from scratch kind of how this might work. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is sign out of everything here. And let's just pretend that we're going to do this from scratch, as many of you new students are doing. So first, the most common issue that happens is you might be signed into your personal Gmail account, And that's good and fine, but then you're saying, well, how do I get into my TOCC account from here? Every time I go to Gmail, right? Every time I just go to Gmail, it just loads this again. And I'm kind of feeling stuck. So the way you can do it if you're already in your personal account is you go click up here at the profile logo, profile icon, and then you can add another account. Okay, so do that from within the same browser. That way it will actually allow you to switch back and forth quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add another account. This should look familiar. This is when you sign into Gmail for the first time, but I'm going to go ahead and use my TOCC account and make sure you include that at tocc.edu part. Okay, and then click next. And of course, you'll have to put in your password. I presume all of you know about this part already because you know about this orientation. So that's great. But once you're signed in now, what you'll see is that if you've signed in using the same browser, using that add new account function, add another account, you can switch back and forth between your various Gmail accounts right from within here. So that's a convenience. And then of course you can sign out of all of your accounts if you're on a public computer. Okay, so from here, you can get to your Canvas. So you can see Canvas and Genzabar listed here. The easiest way to get to them is once you're in your TOCC Gmail account, you'll want to go ahead and click on these 9 gray dots here called Google Apps and scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll be able to find Canvas as well as My TOCC, and it will ask you again to select the right account. So there you have that one, and also My TOCC. It will ask you. And then that way you are already recognized by the system and you'll be able to see your classes and all of that good stuff. So that's the easiest way. Now, if you're on a mobile device, this is a little bit trickier because in fact, this dropdown does not show up for most mobile devices, especially if you're using like the Gmail app. This doesn't seem to exist at all. So what you will then probably want to do is go ahead and click in from our homepage, or you can bookmark them, but go ahead and go to Canvas through here or Genzabar through here. And again, make sure to select your TOCC Gmail credentials as the way in. Let me just check if there's anything else. Oh, I wanted to show an example of kind of how to do forwarding. So a couple of you guys have every semester bring it up with me that, well, now I have all these Gmail accounts. It's really hard to keep track. I'm forgetting to sign into my student account. You know, what do I need to do? So from your TOCC account, one popular way people do this is send everything from a TOCC account over to their personal account. The way to do that is to click on the gear icon here and then click on See All Settings for yourself. So you're going to go General, Labels, Inbox, Accounts, Filters and Blocked Addresses, and then under Forwarding, you'll see Add Forwarding Address. So that's the one you're going to want. And there's a lot of steps here. So if you're interested in doing this, I do ask you to pay close attention here. So basically add forwarding address. I'm going to type my personal Gmail account here, or any email account really is fine. Whichever one you check the most is a common strategy. So then I'm going to click to proceed with this. And then it says a confirmation code is going to get sent. So basically I need to fill this confirmation code out or else none of this really works. So if I go over to my personal account, you can see the email that came through and the code is right there. It's also in the title, but the code is right there. A couple ways you can do this. You can click the link, but I'm going to go ahead and explicitly embed this confirmation code into, insert it right here and click verify. Now, a lot of people stop here and they go, okay, I verified it, I'm good. Unfortunately not. You actually have to do an extra step. So if for some reason, especially if you clicked out of here, right? You didn't know and you just clicked out of here and you thought that's it. You might notice in a week or so, hey, I'm not really getting any of my TOCC emails anyway. What's going on? And it's because it actually, all you've done so far is you've authorized the forwarding, but you actually haven't turned on the forwarding. So go back in TOCC Gmail, go to settings, go to forwarding and POP and IMAP, and you can see the disable forwarding is still there. You actually have to click that little radio button to get it to forward a copy of incoming email to wherever you want. And then what do you do with the old one? I like to mark it as red so that, just in case I check into my TOCC Gmail account after the fact, I can see that I already received it elsewhere. So that's what I tend to like to do. And then you have to click save changes over at the bottom, or else none of it sticks again. So once you've saved changes, now you can safely assume that all of your new emails, it won't do anything for your old ones, but all of your new emails will now automatically forward to your personal Gmail account, consolidating it so that you will not miss anything important. So that is a quick little tip there. Not super quick, unfortunately, but something that I think a lot of people seem to want to do. So I thought I'd explicitly walk you through that. Really quick then, I do want to look at Canvas briefly and show you most of the things that you should know as a new student. So here's your dashboard. Some of you may have this giant panel at the beginning that talks about IT support. You can click the X at the top right of that to get rid of it so you can see the rest of your stuff, okay? But that is something that does tend to dominate the screen, and so you can get rid of that. Now, all of your classes should show up. If you're a returning student, you may feel a little bit confused, and I left this example here where you're saying, well, for some reason my old classes are showing up, but my new ones are not showing up here. And it's probably because you need to actually adjust your favorites. So under on this left panel here, you have a courses button. If you click on courses and click on all courses, you'll see that there are some courses that have a star, a favorite, okay? And that is basically what's keeping it on the front of that page for you. So if you want, you can either uncheck all of them so that it just dynamically updates based on what semester you're in, or if you do have some that you'd like to pop up to the front, go ahead and select those. So I'm looking for my spring 2023. It already has a star there, great. It's considered a future enrollment because we haven't technically started classes yet, but I do have the star there so that I can be sure that it will show up on my dashboard here, and I'll be able to quickly access it. Of course, to get into a class itself, you'll want to click into the course, and then any relevant materials will be presented here. If you don't see your course yet, if you're signing in or following along this week with Canvas, it's probably because your instructor has not hit that publish button on their side, which basically allows students to see any course content. So by day one, if you still don't see your course that should be there that you've signed up and registered for, then please let me know. I will investigate for you and see if maybe it's just, we forgot to hit the publish button, or if there's something else. But if it's before the first day of class, it's fairly common that you don't see the classes listed yet. And so thanks for your patience with that. Okay. Another quick little thing that I thought you should know about is that the Canvas inbox is totally separate. Okay. There's a Canvas inbox right here that faculty and I think even your fellow students can email you at, and it has nothing to do with your TOCC Gmail. So that is a little bit confusing that each tool has its own inbox, but just do keep that in mind that if you're using the Canvas inbox, that is separate from your TOCC Gmail, and you'll want to be careful about that, and ideally check both when you can. I believe I will often get a notification, at least when someone sends me emails via the Canvas inbox. I will get a notice in my TOCC Gmail account that somebody emailed me, and to check for it here. So that's something you'll want to look at. But yeah, once you have access to your courses, you'll want to be sure to check out the syllabus, read through it. That usually lists things like class meeting times and the grade and attendance policy, contact information, office hours, anything like that. You'll want to look at assignments and modules. So let me just pull this open for now. So syllabus, there's a link for that there. There is sometimes people just put it into the files section. Some instructors may do that. And then otherwise, yeah, a lot of your stuff will be under announcements and assignments. So announcements are things that everybody in the class needs to know about, and assignments are, of course, usually things that you need to do for the class. Sometimes assignments are also buried inside of modules. So there's like lots of different ways that an instructor may organize their class. Every class is different. Often there will be a Zoom section where if your class meets on Zoom, you can click through to look at the upcoming classes or anything like that in Zoom, and then be able to um, sign in there. And I'm getting a little bit of a pop-up here, so I'm going to go ahead and allow pop-ups and refresh this page, see if that works. Okay. So yeah, obviously this session, I'm not signed in at the moment, so apparently that didn't like that, but I will go ahead and check on that later. Yours hopefully works the way you expect it to. All right. There are quizzes that you may have, including final exams that is often put into quizzes, as opposed to final projects, which are often in assignments. And then of course, you can always check your grades throughout the semester just to see how you're doing in the class. Okay. For those of you who wish to access Canvas on a mobile device, it's a little bit unclear sometimes how to get to it. So again, I would recommend you go to scac.freshdesk. And from here, under Canvas, it actually has a whole article on how to log into the Canvas student mobile app. And it'll give you some pointers on how to do that. So I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to spend too much time here to talk about that. I just wanted you to be aware that you can look at Canvas on the go. Obviously, if you need to type a paper, I don't recommend you try to do that on your mobile device. But for lots of things like discussions, you might be able to do it while you're on the go. Okay, and then of course, Genzabar, I did already mostly talk about it. And really, I just wanted you to be aware that you can, of course, register as a returning student. You can register for classes directly through Genzabar without even talking to admissions staff and filling out that form. And you can also check final grades and request unofficial transcripts through Genzabar. So those are the main things that you're gonna need to know about. I want to show you really quick Office. We do have a free access online to Office, the app, so Word and Excel and all of that. So in order to do that, I created this registration page with tips. So you do need to register first with your TOCC account before it will work. So of course, first ensure you're able to get into your TOCC Gmail account. Otherwise, you won't be able to click the confirmation email. Once you do have access to that, then click on the second link to Microsoft. It opens up like this. You'll want to type in your TOCC email address and click Get Started. It will prompt you on a couple things. You'll fill out a quick form. It will also ask you to like refer your friends and classmates to it. You can skip that step. But basically, once you've done that and you've decided on a password, then you will be able to just go directly to office.com, which is this first link, or you can just remember office.com. And when you sign in there, you will be using your TOCC credentials to do so. And once you've done that, you should be able to get in and use Word and Excel and PowerPoint and a number of the other apps here. So yeah, basically this is, I'll just kind of give you a quick preview here. So you can see this is how you would launch these various apps. You can start a new document and just start typing away in any browser that you have access to. And this works on mobile as well. The one thing that does not work is you cannot download the apps for Word and Excel on, for example, the Apple App Store, the iOS App Store, nor the Google Play Store. Those are not included with our TOCC Office subscription, unfortunately. So you have to use a web browser, even if it's in the mobile app. Okay, I think that mostly covers my section here. I want to go ahead and stop sharing for a second. I'm going to leave it open for just a minute for any questions. Anybody have any questions before we proceed onward? That's a big chunk. And again, I don't expect people to remember everything there. It's really just exposure. Make sure that you have seen it at least once so that you are prepared if you ever need to look for it. And you can always ask again if you need to. I'm going to check the chat too, just to make sure.
Kenneth?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Loretta.
Hi, Loretta.
I'm logged into my Canvas just to check. My course is listed, but when I click on it, it says I don't have access or authorization yet.
Okay. So any specific questions like that, if you could drop me a line after or drop me a line even during, and then I will look into it for you just to make sure all the little pieces are in place. Again, it may just be that the instructor hasn't authorized any access yet. If you can get into Canvas, that's already a great sign, right? If you can't do that, that's a bigger concern. But if you're in, I feel pretty good. And then of course, I will look into it if you email me just to confirm any details I can see. And then of course, by day one, for any of you who have been waiting since then, if you still don't see your classes, absolutely get in touch with me. The worst feeling for me is when 2 weeks into the class, someone's like, yeah, I have never been able to sign in. I don't know what's going on. That feels terrible because now you're 2 weeks behind and I'm like feeling stressed for you. Okay, so definitely sooner is better. So I appreciate people like Loretta just letting me know, hey, there's something, I'm not really sure if it's, what's going on. I'm happy to check for you. Please drop me a quick line and I'm happy to do that. tech@apachecollege.org.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, if there are no other questions, I don't see anything else. Of course, you can drop a question in the chat as well, and I'm happy to try to address it that way, even as other people are presenting. But yeah, go ahead. Let's move on with our presentation here. So I'm just looking to see who is next, or if somebody in that main room wants to chime in, that would be great.
Sure, I'll be next. This is Rebecca Swift.
Great.
So I did send you a little PowerPoint, but we don't have to use it. But I just
okay.
See if it's in your email. Maybe
yeah, I will give it a quick check.
I wanted
here.
to share the new building. I did have a picture there, so if you
yeah. Thanks for letting me know. I'll check it right now.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Rebecca Swift. I go by Becky, but there's my business card with my information there. I am the director of student services. So I'm more focused on that than I am the library. But I can answer questions about it if I need to. Go to the next page, next slide. The Student Services Department is responsible for having you be successful or support services here. I want to meet your educational goals. So we do have a staff here in Student Services. That's registration admission is Rachel, and she'll have an opportunity to speak. We have financial aid officer here on campus, which is Nicole, and she'll also give a little presentation on the financial aid resources. We do have a new member of our staff is Lemuel, and he is he does everything. So he helps with IT questions. He can answer questions about admissions. He'll help you, walk you through the online resources with TOCC if you need to register, if you need to change your address, if you need to do all of the other little details that require forms. So he's very helpful with that. So we're happy to have him on the team. He's getting ready for our orientation, so he's out on the grounds right now, so he won't have the opportunity to say hi. We do have tutoring. That phone number is incorrect. We're going to update it. I just got a new flyer today. So Angel is our tutor. We offer tutoring here on campus. She can also meet on Zoom, over the phone, or in person. Her subject areas are listed there: math, English, science, business, accounting, marketing, and economics. She's been here several years, so she's very helpful. So her email, tutoring@apachecollege.org, is how you contact her for now. We are in the middle of hiring a new Apache language tutor. I know last semester people were requesting help with their Apache language class. So we will have a tutor in person that could probably set up some Zoom sessions for those that are far away to work with you on the Apache language classes, help with Apache keyboard, downloading that keyboard, and where hours and days are to be determined, but she can be here a couple times a week at the JM building. Go ahead. We have some helpful email addresses. So if you have questions about admissions, there's the email: advising, financial aid, the library, tech, and tutoring. So those are very helpful email addresses that if you need them, there they are. So ask away and we'll get back to you. This is the space in the business building where we have a large study space. We do have a computer lab available. There's Wi-Fi inside and outside the building. We are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 7. So we do have campus security. So there's someone there that can walk you to your car, make sure that you get there safely. They're constantly vigilant about walking around. So we do have Wi-Fi and we have a food pantry there. There'll be someone there to help with homework if you need help. So this is our new classroom building. So if you look at the schedule and you see that your class is hosted in CB, that stands for classroom building. So the new modular has been set up. The building is open. There's 2 classrooms in there. So it is located behind building 20, which is the WIOA building. So if you have an in-person class and the location says CB, that's where you'll be. We do have a food pantry on the premises, one in the main building as well as the JM building. So if you're coming from work right after work and you didn't get any dinner, so there should be something that you could heat up, have some Gatorade or water, coffee, or tea is available, as well as a microwave in the JM building, and you're welcome to use that. We just ask that you fill out the form so that we can keep an inventory of what's the most popular, and so we can keep that replenished. So I just want to say welcome to Apache College. If you have questions, please call or email. And thanks for attending. Hope to see you at the in-person one this evening.
Thanks, Becky. Yeah, and maybe just to be super clear, yeah, can we just talk very briefly about tonight's session for anyone wondering,
Sure.
hey, if they already attended this, should they show up? If they couldn't attend this, are they in trouble? Anything just related to tonight's session.
So tonight at 4, this evening at 4, I'm going to gather a group. If you show up at 4, I want to tour you through all of our buildings. There are 4 now. So we have the main building, we have the business building across the street. We have the library space that they haven't moved in yet. The community college library space is available, but I want to show you. And then of course the classroom building will be taking a tour, probably take us 40 minutes or so. And we'll have little gifts for you to share with you. We did get new bookmarks printed for it with the library information, so I'm excited about that. Then we'll come back here at about 5 o'clock. We'll have a meal, and then we do have a presentation. We'll have a welcome by the president, Dr. Amada, a welcome by our Board of Regents Chair, Roberta Patton. I'll introduce my staff. We'll have Dr. Yusi introduce her academics team, and then we'll have Vivi Hastanez introduce her team as well. She's the director of business here on campus, and she's new. We'll have tables with our instructors here, the business, the biology, computer science, social work. Everyone will have a table. We would like you to visit them, introduce yourselves, meet them, fill out the little booklet, and we'll have a special gift for you at the end of your tour at the tables. So we hope to see you if you can make it.
Great, thank you. And I feel like we should, at least for those other staff who are and faculty who are in the room, could we do a really quick intro? I'm not sure everyone is presenting today, but just at least we can get some faces and names.
All right, I'm Jimmy Ostrom. I am the business professor, and I'm excited to have you guys starting the semester, and look forward to those of you that are going to be in my classes. And if you're not in my classes, you're missing out. Jay?
Yeah, Dr. Hedgepeth here, which is my first semester teaching social work. I graduated out of ASU and then went on a tour of the South, but I'm here and we're gonna have a good time and get a lot of studying done, so come see me.
Great. And Nikki, I believe you may be on the agenda, so please introduce yourself and then let me know how I can assist with your portion.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikki Lewis and I am the counselor here with St. Carlos Apache College. Here at the college, many of us wear many different hats, and one of them that I help and assist with is the academic counseling part of everything. And so what I do here is I help establish program of studies, which I refer to as kind of like the checklist. So I help establish checklists for tracking purposes. I help students navigate course, core, and elective requirements. I help to provide students or to navigate and find degree requirements, the document located in the college catalog, or I'll print it out when requested. And I help students project future coursework scheduling based on these checklists with students and conduct check-ins with students to help track their progress. Below are 3 examples of what the program of studies look like. You know, depending on what degree you declared on your online application, this is how I go about with helping students navigate their checklist, which is really a program of studies, but these are examples of what they look like. Pictured here are examples of transcripts on the left side of the screen, and on the right side of the screen is what I refer to as the checklist. Once a student declares a degree or has declared a degree, I begin helping them by establishing the checklist. On the left side of the screens, the example transcripts, I check our system to see if the student has any official transcripts uploaded and evaluated. If there are some that are present and evaluated, I begin plugging in completed transcript, the completed credits from the transcripts into the checklist shown on the left side of the program of study document. Completed with a T means credit transferred in, that the credit's transferred in. Once that's done, I look into coursework with a C or better completed with St. Carlos Apache College or TOCC. I highlight what's needed, in progress, or what's going to be taking in the coming semester. So if you look at the checklist example of Choco has completed History 130, Apache 101, and has received completed transfer credit for writing 101 and 102. Choco will be taking Math 142 in fall 2022. Also taking in fall 2022 will be AIS 101 that will fulfill that humanities requirement. Currently in progress, Choco is taking an art course to fulfill that art requirement. I highlighted in orange what's needed that will give an idea of what to take in the coming semesters. Choco will need 3. Choco has received 3 credits for already for Psychology 101, but needs an additional 3 to complete the 6 credits needed in that area. So that's why I put needed there. In the core courses area on the bottom, there's a History 108 that transferred in, and Choco has completed 4 classes here with SCAC, the ARH 204, PSY 214, POS 110, and SPE 110. So those all count to the 24 that's needed at the bottom. Highlighted in blue is a course that will be taken in the fall, and then highlighted in orange will be our 6 credits that are needed to complete the core courses area. And then altogether, total credits needed for completion is 21. So this page 58 in St. Carlos Apache College catalog is one of the most important tools that I use to help students in guiding the process of their checklists. Again, it's page 58. Here it highlights, as you can see in the yellow highlights, those are the general education course requirements. So when you look at your program of study, the Apache culture requirements, that requires APA 101 and History 130. For freshman composition or English composition, those requirements that need to be made are Writing 101 and Writing 102. And this is what I use to help guide students. It lists your humanities and what fulfills those areas, social and behavior sciences and what fulfills those areas, your biological sciences and your math. So this is a great tool that I just wanted to share with you in case you want to track your own progress. This is one way. There are pages that are offered in the TOCC college catalog, which are pages 50, 51 and 52. And I also use AZ Transfer, especially for the students who are looking to transfer to a university within Arizona. I use the Arizona AZ Transfer site, and I look at the course equivalency guide. Once all the other stuff is completed, I then sit down with students or, communicate through email. We set up a schedule through Zoom, or the student comes in and we meet in person, but we look at the schedule and we start planning the current semester schedule and then a projected semester ahead of us. So for example, if a student needs, they need CIS 100 to fulfill an area, AIS 101 and an art, then we highlight those. And once those are all highlighted that meet the requirements needed, then we go and we look at, okay, what courses clash, what courses are online. Does this day work better? We have to build a schedule around their own personal lives and what works for them and what doesn't. So we sit down and we hash that out. And once that's done, they either go online to their own TOCC account and enroll themselves, or they come in or fill out RTF, your registration transaction form. Aside from really do think this is the most important piece in a student's journey getting the college experience. And I'm here to help you do that. If you would like to set an appointment to establish or review your program of study, email me at nikkilewis@apachecollege.org. Or if you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Send me an email.
Okay, great. Thanks, Nikki. And I also see a note in the email, in addition to emailing Nikki Lewis directly, we also do have advising@apachecollege.org if you have kind of more general questions or you're not sure who your advisor/counselor might be. And I think there was possibly a typo in a previous slide about that, but it is advising@apachecollege.org. Okay. Rachel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I just want to make it brief. I just want to welcome you all, whether you're a new student, returning student. Once you become a new student and returning student, the online portal for registration is full access to you. We always follow the academic calendar, so make sure you pay attention to when is the full and drop refund date. So if you tend to want to drop a class, there's a deadline for that. Also, if you want to withdraw from courses, you would either have to contact admissions, and then we'll process that with the registration transaction form. Sometimes the online portal is not friendly, so you won't be able to withdraw from courses. You would have to do that with the registration form. But welcome. We are working as quickly as possible with the Google textbook forms. So if you've been submitting those, please give our staff 24-hour preparation to whether get your books ready for pickup or for mail out. So we're asking for a 25-hour window to get you those textbooks. We'll be working on that sometimes this afternoon, but just send us those Google Form if you need those textbooks. And reminder, you can only request for textbooks for the classes that you are registered for. I know books are free, but textbooks are only used for students registered for that particular class on your schedule. We had those common questions of, well, I want to get this book and I want to get this book. Unfortunately, we only have a recommended listings for textbooks. So you can only request for the books that you're registered for this spring. But any other questions, you're always welcome to email admissions@apachecollege.org for common questions. We're here to assist you in any way. Take advantage of the food pantry if you are nearby. Take advantage of the tutors. That's why they're here. We're here to make sure you're successful. So we appreciate you joining us and looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. Nicole Bonnie, are you here and ready?
Hello, my name is Nicole Bonnie. I'm the financial aid officer here. If any of you guys need help with filling out your FAFSA, I'm here to help. When I'm not here, we have the financial aid email, which is finaid@eocc.edu. And right now the financial aid, we're working on getting ready to get students Pell Grants out and scholarships. Okay, so I have a couple scholarships here. I have the American Indian College Fund. Their applications are still open, even though they say the deadline, it was a long time ago. The applications are still open until January 30th for the 2022-2023 year. So for the next academic year, which starts in the fall 2023, their application opens on February 1st. So I recommend anyone who wants to apply for the American College Fund to get it done right away, because it is a lengthy application process. And then I also have the Native Forest Scholars Fund. The deadline I believe the deadline closed for this already. It should be opening up soon. If not, it's already open. Here's the website. The deadline for it is July 15th, and this is another scholarship that's available to you guys. The COBOL scholarship is also available. It is open right now. They have such a small window for it to open. It being open, it does close on March 31st. And I have the eligibility requirements and also the website for the COBOL scholarship. And another one is American Indian Services. Here are the requirements. Some of these scholarships you do have to fill out a FAFSA application, and some of them you don't. So this one you will be required to fill out the FAFSA application. And I believe the deadline for this one for spring is on February 1st. So it's coming up as well. That's all I have. If anyone has any questions.
Okay, great. Let me just turn back to the main room real quick and just see if there's anything else there.
We didn't get to introduce Mark.
There he is. Okay, great.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Clytus. I'm the biology faculty here at St. Carlos Apache College. I welcome everybody to our college, and I teach the environmental biology course, Bio 105, and I also teach a couple of CIS courses as well. So I welcome everybody for this wonderful spring semester, and I'm always open for communication via email, office hours, virtually office hours like Zoom, to let you guys know, but I'm welcome you guys being here, and I hope you have a wonderful semester.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mark. And yeah, I think that might cover it. We were able to cover all the material in an hour. So thanks so much, everybody who was able to stay for the entire time. As mentioned before, we do have additional orientation activities and the social and meet the staff starting at 4. Even if you can't make it at 4, please come. Please come later. It's totally fine. At 4, they're doing some tours of the facilities and all that. But if you're able to come for dinner or some of the other activities, by all means, do that. Okay, well, thank you again for everybody. How are we handling? I saw there was news of a raffle. How is that going to be handled this time, just so people know what to expect?
So I just kind of took roll call of pretty much who was here, but we do have some gift cards to Amazon and some food cards to Bashes. So you might be a lucky winner. So if you're a lucky winner, either Becky or Nikki or myself will contact you individually for an address if we need to be mailed or if you can come pick them up. So stay tuned, be checking your email either by tomorrow or later today, and then we'll decide that.
Thank you very much. All right, how exciting. Amazon too. Okay, so thanks again, everybody. Thanks for sticking around and hope to see a number of you around this evening. And good luck regardless with your semesters. I will be emailing out a link to this presentation via email to SCAC-students@googlegroups.com. So hopefully you're a part of that and you're getting our announcements in general, but this will be going there as well as the Facebook page for SCAC. So that's facebook.com/Apache College. All right. Take care, everybody. Let us know if you have any questions. Take care.